Hello, hello, hello everybody, and welcome back to Josh and I's channel. Today we are going to be chatting about all things second trimester. I did a first trimester recap, and so I wanted to do a second trimester recap, and I will be doing a third trimester recap as well. So let's get into it. I have a note on my phone of things that I wrote down throughout the second trimester. That way I would easily remember. Okay, so the first symptom I noticed in my second trimester, which actually was about like 13 to 14 weeks, was my carpal tunnel started getting really bad again. I had bad carpal tunnel with Crew as well. If you're new here, this is my second pregnancy, and I just finished my third trimester. I think I entered into it a few days ago. I'm also drinking some coffee. So yeah, a few days ago is when my second trimester ended, and I am fully into my third trimester, 6 months pregnant. I'm due May 5th, 2022 with a baby girl, and we recently revealed her name. Her name is Cove Capri, and so we're really excited for her little baby Cove to get here. But anyway, with that being said, this is my second pregnancy, and I had carpal tunnel with my first, with my little boy. He is 20 months old. His name's Crew, and so my carpal tunnel came back, and it's kind of like annoying. Like when I'm sleeping, my hands will fall asleep a lot and my hands will go numb a lot, but it's gotten a little bit better since then. Since 13 to 14 weeks, I was like early on in the second trimester. I'm currently 27 weeks pregnant. I'll be 28 weeks tomorrow. So yeah. Another thing I noticed early on in the second trimester is I got more headaches, which I had with my first pregnancy as well. And then my back started hurting a lot more. And I would say throughout the second trimester, I just had a lot of random aches and pains. Like my back would hurt. And I have bad knees. One of them got repaired, like an ACL repair on them. The other one, they said it was bad ACL. So I have knee problems anyway, but for some reason my knees, like in my back, they just started hurting really bad. And I also had some round ligament pain. If you don't know what that is, I would suggest Googling it. I did not know what that was before pregnancy, but I actually thought I had a hernia the first time, my last pregnancy, but it was just round ligament pain. And I can feel that when I'm like moving around a lot, or like we have a baby gate, so like when I like swing my legs over the baby gate, it kind of acts up and stuff like that. Or if I'm like laying on my side, like on my hip, and I can kind of feel it pull then. So I also wanted to talk about my moodiness. I was very moody in the first trimester, very hormonal, which I was not my first pregnancy. No matter what Josh says, I don't care, I wasn't. I was this pregnancy, but the second trimester is definitely gone down a lot. And they say that, like with hormones and stuff, that's what causes morning sickness, which I didn't have with Crew. I had this time around, but that goes away in the second trimester. So I feel like that's also why I've been less moody, because my hormones have gone down. That's just what I'm guessing. But I have not had any morning sickness in the second trimester, except for like a handful of times. Like, I've not felt the best, but like as a nauseous goes, it's been just a few times I've been nauseous the second trimester, which stinks, but it's better than the first trimester. So I have had a lot of heartburn though during the second trimester. The first trimester, I don't think I had any heartburn. Second trimester, definitely some heartburn. So this baby girl better have a good head of hair on her, because I was bald for like a long time. So hopefully all this heartburn will be worth it, and she'll come out with lots of hair, and I hope she's a strawberry blonde. So something really exciting that happened during the second trimester is that I felt the baby kick for the first time, and Josh felt the baby kick for the first time, which is just super special, and I love it. I felt her first kick around 17 weeks. It could have been earlier than that, like maybe 16, but like for sure I knew it was a baby kick week 17. And like, if you don't know, if you're not pregnant or you don't know what a baby kick feels like, the best way I could describe it is that it kind of feels like a muscle spasm in your stomach. So like, I don't know if you've ever had like muscle spasms, or like when a body part throbs, like it's what it kind of feels like. That's what it's similar to, only obviously more sporadic. So that was super exciting. I felt her kick around 17 weeks, and then Josh could feel her kick I think around like 20 weeks. Maybe it was 19 to 20 weeks where he felt her kick for the first time, which is so happy and exciting, and I love it. I still have lots of kicks. She's been kicking ever since, and I love it. So something tragic that happened during my second trimester is that I had a really bad bloody nose. There's two tragic things, I feel like. I had a really bad bloody nose, and it lasted an hour and a half long, and it was just like gushing blood for an hour and a half. It was horrible, and I like didn't know if I was supposed to go in to the doctor. It was like past hours or something, and I did not want to go to the ER. So I just kind of wrote it down and talked to her about it at my next appointment, and I had a lot of blood clots, like over 20. And she said that if it happened again, I should have, or she said I should have came in, and if it happens again, to come in. So that's nice to know, but it hasn't happened since then, and it was random. Nothing like started it or anything. It just randomly started bleeding. So I have been a chronic bloody noser when I was little, but ever since adulthood it hasn't been a problem until pregnancy. So anyway, the second tragic thing that happened during my second trimester was actually here recently. Was it like last week or maybe the week before that? I woke up and I got Crew out of his room, and we were starting like our breakfast morning routine, and I guess I need to rewind a little. Like a week before that we had COVID, and so we were dealing with all of that. Anyway, so we had just gotten over COVID like a day ago, and I was getting Crew's breakfast ready, and I woke up feeling kind of odd, but I was just like, oh no, it's probably just in my head, like, because we just had COVID and I hadn't been feeling good, and I was like, it's probably just in my head. So I kind of brushed it off, and then like Crew was playing in the kitchen and stuff, and my eyes started going like a little dark, and I kind of felt a little dizzy, and I was like, this did not feel right. So I've passed out before, so I know what it feels like. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So I grabbed Crew really quick, put him in a safe place, because the kitchen's obviously not safe. There's knives and whatever else in there. So I put him in a safe place, and as I was like walking and carrying him, like my eyes just got darker and darker and darker, and I was about to pass out. It sounded like someone was at our door. Anyway, I was about to pass out, so I like sat down really quick, and I called Josh, and he had just left to go to work, and I called him and I said, Josh, I'm passing out, I need you to come home. So he came home, and I got something to eat and something to drink, and I felt weak for most of the day. And then I would say about like evening time is when I started feeling a little bit normal. But then ever since then I've had moments where I feel weak and I don't know what that's about. I have not had a doctor's appointment since that day. I did call the doctor. She just said to make sure you were eating and drinking. She thinks that's what it was. So we'll see at our next appointment, but maybe I just need more water and food in my system when I'm feeling weak. I'm not really sure. So that was bad. And then rewinding to COVID, that was horrible. We had COVID, all three of us, crew, me, and Josh, and I had fevers, and I'm definitely the one that took it the hardest out of all three of us. I'm vaccinated. Sorry, I am vaccinated, but I'm not boosted. I was planning on getting my booster like a few days before I got COVID, actually, but then I was like, you know, something just felt wrong, like I shouldn't go, and so I didn't go. And then like a few days later, I was like, Josh, I think I need to get tested for COVID, because I had woke up like with a stuffy nose, and he's like, Sienna, you don't have COVID, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, like I just have a stuffy nose. But I wanted to get tested anyway, so we were gonna get tested the next day. The next day gets here, or that night comes, and my whole body starts hurting, like body aches. Like I've had body aches before, but these body aches were like crazy. My elbows were aching, my jaw, my teeth hurt really bad, like along with all the normal muscles aching, like my knees and my hips hurt really bad, and my back hurt really bad. It was just horrible. And then I started feeling a little bit cold and chilly, and so I was like, yeah, I think I really have COVID that night. I felt like I really did. So we were like, okay, we'll get tested tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and I have a fever, and I go and get tested, and it comes back positive. Josh was supposed to go to the Chiefs game that night. Obviously he couldn't go, so that stinks because he bought tickets. But anyway, we made it past that. I have not had a doctor's appointment since then to check on the baby or anything, but she's been kicking just fine, so I'm pretty sure she's doing good in there. So yeah, that was scary, but I'm just glad I didn't have any like breathing issues or anything like that. So that was not fun, but we made it through. So along with COVID, I feel like the second trimester, I've just had an ongoing cold the whole time, and every time I get stuffy or anything like that, I always want to get COVID tested just to make sure. So I had taken previous COVID tests, and they were negative when I had a cold or whatnot, and I actually have a cold again now. After having COVID, it went like COVID, pass out, cold, and I got cold like the next day. I was like, are you serious? So it's not COVID. We already have been down that road, but I do have a cold again. So that's not fun to deal with, but it's just part of your immune system being lower. I've been trying not to go into the stores. I always do grocery pickup, and we're really not around that big of a group of people or anything like that. Pretty much stay in our car, use hand sanitizer a lot. But yeah, I basically had a cold the whole second trimester. So I really hope that goes away in the third trimester. I'd really love to be cold free because it's just kind of annoying. But it is what it is. Last pregnancy symptom I really need to talk about is gas. I've had a lot more gas during the second trimester, burping, farting, tummy aches because of it. Just a lot more gas. And when I burp, I feel better, honestly. Especially when I'm feeling a little nauseous or morning sickness, I burp and it makes me feel a lot better. I don't know what that's about. So I think those are all the symptoms. I'm probably not all of them, but those are the main symptoms I've experienced during the second trimester. I feel like the second trimester is pretty smooth, which is good. It's supposed to be the easiest trimester, which I think it definitely has been so far. with my first pregnancy, I feel like my second trimester was easier just because I didn't have COVID and I didn't almost pass out and I didn't have an 1.5-hour nosebleed or anything like that happening. But I do feel like my hips hurt a lot more at this point in my last pregnancy, but it just could be how I was sleeping. With my last pregnancy, I was like really scared to sleep at all on my stomach. So I just kept like straight sideways on my hip. And this time I'm like kind of on my hip, but like I'm at like an angle. So like my legs are spread apart and I have a pillow between them. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off my hips. So that's been a lot nicer. I've been sleeping really good during the second trimester. I've not really had any sleeping problems, which I remember having a lot more sleeping problems with my last pregnancy, but it could have been in the third trimester. I don't remember. But something that was exciting that happened during the second trimester, there's a lot of exciting things that happened. We found out the gender of our baby, which was a girl, and that was so fun to find out.
That's cute.
Yay! And Josh and I were just so happy. We were really wanting a girl. So that was fun. We got to tell all of our friends and family at our gender reveal party that we were having a girl, and they were so excited for us. And then we went on our baby moon, and that was fun. We just took a short trip to Branson, Missouri, which isn't that far away from here. It's like a 4-hour drive or something like that, maybe 5 hours. I don't remember exactly, but that was a quick little weekend trip. It was so much fun. And that was during Christmas. And it's just been good. It's been really busy, but really good. And we're excited to go into the third trimester, even though it's just getting busier. I have our baby shower planned of like what date it's happening. With crew, we didn't get a baby shower because COVID banned it, of gatherings of 10 or more or whatever it was, and so we couldn't have a baby shower with crew. We did have a drive-through one. Josh's college that he was working at put one on for us. That was so nice. But we're gonna actually have a baby shower this time, and that's planned out for the third trimester. We're halfway done like registering. We're pretty much done, but we still have some things to add for sure to our registry. So it's been fun getting to pick out all the girl things. I feel like the second trimester comes with a lot of fun things. Let's see, pretty sure that's it for this video. I'll go ahead and end it with a little bump update. Show you guys my 27/6 month bump and what that looks like. And I'm going to be doing a third trimester update before the baby gets here. I'll wait till like as late as I can in my third trimester, but I will be doing a third trimester update. And if you guys like this video or you found it helpful at all, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want more pregnancy content, future newborn baby content, make sure to subscribe and come along with us on this new adventure. We're really excited to welcome a new baby into the family, and it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be moving soon, hopefully, so it's gonna be full speed ahead. So let me go ahead and show you guys my bump. It's kind of hard to see, but this is what my bump looks like. She's pretty big. I definitely wasn't this big with crew. So it's a lot bigger than my last bump, and I feel like she's low. But yep, that's all I have for you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.